Finally, a source of raw, real, and honest information on healthcare issues that matter most. Welcome to BS Free MD. From the latest medical information to how to stay sane as a doctor or a patient, no subject is taboo, no BS is allowed. Now, let's welcome your hosts, Doctors May and Tim Hindmarsh.
Welcome back to Doc Tales with Cocktails. We're doing another live stream because we love it. And true to form, I'm back with rock shirts. This one with no sleeves.
Look at that.
Because the ambient temperature, the temperature of, what was it? The temperature, the feels like temperature today was 110.
It was pretty toasty out there.
It was.
I was working on my tan today.
Super duper hot.
This is me. No makeup, getting a golden tan. Of course, I picked the most humid day of the year, probably the hottest and humid day of the year, to refinish and sand and bleach a dresser and wood furniture outside.
You paused after bleach, and I was very nervous.
Summertime in Florida, you don't do outdoor projects. And of course,
Well, some people
I
do.
did.
All right. So do you know what we're talking about today?
Well, I thought, aren't we going to just let everybody know that we survived our first tropical storm?
We're getting to that.
Oh,
We're going to get to that in What Are We Drinking? Because there's a supply chain in hurricane season where you know what you get and when you get it. And it's very important, and we've learned that. So
well, I just thought I would address it right away since it seems to be the big monkey.
yeah,
in the
it wasn't
room.
it wasn't the thing that's so crazy is technically where we live, it was not a hurricane, it was a tropical storm, but it laid Sarasota to waste with flooding that was far worse than the previous hurricane. So it was bad. There's some people that are still really,
and we do not live in Sarasota, mind you. So
yeah, but there was
you're close.
There was stuff 5 blocks from here that was flooded or less. So yeah,
in our neighborhood, in our little
we
community, there's
live
flooding.
We live at, apparently, according to my neighbor who has a GPS, altitude.
The altimeter,
app.
Tim, is that what you're trying to
Yes.
say?
Yes, not like I've never used altimeters and skydive. and he was like, we're at a whopping, I think, 60 to 70 feet. So apparently in Florida, we're in the high country, baby.
We are. We're on a hill.
We're in the high.
That's why I get so winded when I walk home from the gym.
That's right. Like you have to walk. You gain at least 4 vertical feet.
I know. I can
It's
feel it in my
unbelievable.
lungs. It's the humidity that gets me.
So do you know what we're talking about?
Of course, we must talk about Olympics yet again.
Yeah, vaguely. It's vaguely.
Well, I'm going to talk about Olympics yet
Vaguely.
again. What's new in the news, Tim?
Well, we're going to have a shit happens segment,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going to have a what did I name it? I named it "Stay in Your Lane" segment.
Okay.
That's going to be quite detailed, and you'll be chiming in a lot about in the "Stay in Your Lane" segment, and I'll be losing my mind. And then, of course, we have meme of the week and what are we drinking? So we have a lot of stuff to get to. It's going to be a tremendous amount of fun.
And I am so glad we are back on our live stream. I just have to say, look at that. Everybody's tuning in. All the followers.
Comment away.
So we want your comments, questions while we're
complaints. And as you can
no
see,
complaints.
As you can see, scrolling at the bottom, bsfreemd.com. You need to go there and check it out. The new website is absolutely amazing. Tons of cool stuff. I was going to say filled with glamorous prizes, but it's not.
No, we want you to give us a prize. There you go.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go to the first story.
Oh,
His
wait,
anus.
put that back on. Put that back on.
Live 2-foot eel chews through man's intestines
is
after he
recent.
put it up his anus.
I'm trying to read. And hello from Philomath, Oregon. Yes, we got some Oregon people tuning back in.
Let
I'm
me read
super
the story
excited.
because the story is great.
All right. I'm all about the people listening.
This is no way to do your own colonoscopy. Vietnamese doctors removed a live 2-foot-long eel from a man's abdomen that had chewed through his intestines after he shoved it up his anus.
Okay, is this perverted or what?
No, the nauseating
No.
discovery was made when a 31-year-old Indian national was admitted to Viet Dak Hospital in Hanoi on July 27th with excruciating abdominal pain, according to Vietnam News. Doctors learned that the adventurous patient had slipped a phallic fish up his backside earlier in the day, and it tried to escape. The eel had bitten through the patient's rectum and colon to escape into the abdominal cavity, said Lee Nat Hua, Vice Director of the Department of Colorectal and Perineal Surgery. I was going to. Now I'm censoring myself about a Vietnamese name for a colorectal surgeon, but use your imaginations. The patient was immediately examined and underwent several imaging tests, including an X-ray that showed the eel's skeleton lying inside the abdominal cavity. Doctors attempted, this is the best part of this article. Doctors attempted to remove the foreign object through the man's anus, but they discovered a very large lime that had also been inserted, blocking.
I knew it. I knew it was a perverted sexual thing. Just how
they sliced open the patient's torso and found the live eel stretching more than 25 inches long and roughly 4 inches in diameter. The creature and the lime were both removed, and they're recovering together in the recovery. No,
apparently he didn't put the lime in the coconut.
No, he put the lime in the eel in the butt. Don't do that. Like, how do you get away with that? It's like I sat on it. No, you didn't sit on it.
I've heard that one before, a couple of times. Let me just say.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I sat on it. How about it would more? I'm thinking instead of sat on it, it would be something like I was just swimming in a stream and it was looking for like a dark cave or some BS, right? What do you think?
What's that?
Excuses. I said instead of I sat on it, it would be more like I was just swimming in some pond.
Yeah.
Some stream, and I got attacked by this eel. Decided to find its way into a dark hole.
And it was like, can you imagine if an eel actually did try to attack your butt?
How long
freaked out
was
you would
that?
be?
Did you say 4 foot long?
I think it was 2 feet long and 4 inches in diameter.
Was it obviously it wasn't an electric one.
No, but it had lots of teeth.
Like, I can't even stand seeing those things when we're scuba diving, let alone.
I know.
Letting it come near me.
Like, how bored do you have to be to come up with, what am I going to do today? I could go for a walk. I'm in Vietnam.
Okay.
I've never been there.
This is how much I hate those things. I think I've told you this. I was skiing.
What could I put in my rear? Like a Coke bottle?
Enough.
I know.
Let me talk.
I know. A 2 foot long eel.
I just remember the horrific days growing up in the great white north of Canada, going water skiing in the freshwater lake, all ready to go with your ski tips up, being ready to be pulled up. And along would come a nice little freshwater lychee swimming pie and decide to stop right on your water ski. That would happen all the time.
And then freaked out.
Yeah, because it's stuck there. And then, of course, I would get pulled up and the thing's under tension and then come flying back at me. I hated those damn things.
Yeah, I hate those things.
But apparently some people really have a fondness for them.
They have a lot of fondness for a lot of stuff. That's a problem.
Well, apparently we can't show any bumpers anymore.
No, we can show bumpers.
We just can't talk.
We can't talk during the bumper.
All right,
time.
but during the audio playback, you're going to have a moment of silence. So in case you're listening to this on the replay, we're showing a little graphic.
So next story is
wow. Stay in your lane. And I like the personalized license plate on that.
I did, except it was a personalized license plate on a car I would probably never own because it was a Mustang. And of course, all the Ford drivers are getting out of their lanes and doing,
That's even. I think Desiree did that.
Right. It's a Mustang.
It was a coup. I told her, put it on a Mustang. Put it on a Mustang. No, I did not. Hello, and then hello to Julie from Sweet Home, Oregon.
Okay, so stay in your lane. Just when you thought this guy couldn't possibly get more douchey. This is Travis Kelsey, and it's a picture of him with the 2 Band-Aids signifying that you can get COVID and the flu vaccine at the same time, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
he got apparently
Band-Aids.
$20 million from Pfizer for this. And, then Aaron Rodgers gave him a raft of shit and all that, right? Like just when you think you couldn't get worse medical advice from one of the douchiest humans in the world, it gets worse. Because now what are the Kelsey brothers selling? Sugary breakfast cereal.
For real?
Yes. Kelsey like Reese's
Cheerios,
Puffs,
Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then their own brand.
Yeah, like
Was it a combination
Kelsey
of all
Crisp-
of that
yeah,
crap?
I don't know. It's a bag of diabetes.
It's Kelsey mixed cereal.
That's what it is. Okay. So they get paid $1 gajillion. Like I hate this so much. This pisses me off so much.
Okay, wait. This is my ignorance. What does Jason do?
He just retired. He played for the Eagles. He was a lineman, I
Okay.
believe.
Okay.
Or and his brother is a
And I'm sure
tight
they
end.
eat a ton of that shit in training.
Well, yeah. Well, they might have, but that's not how they got big and strong and played in the NFL. They actually had nutritionists and all this other crap that they could do.
Nutritionists like that taught us in medicine that said
Right.
all those carbohydrates are needed to
Yeah,
fuel
right.
your energy.
Yeah, like the
stores.
dipshit that came up with fat burns in the flames of carbohydrates. Really? So, anyways, now they're hawking General Mills high sugary foods, and it like this is just so nauseating to me, because if you had somebody out there like Aaron Rodgers, who's been controversial and anti-vax, then he just said, look, I eat primarily carnivore. I'm going to get sponsored by the American beef producers. And he had a big piece of steak out there. People would be like, steak, it's going to affect your cholesterol. And they'd lose their ever-loving minds. But you can have the most worthless food in the world, which absolutely is breakfast. Like the sugared breakfast cereal is the worst food ever. Like that should never exist in the, food aisle of the anywhere of a grocery store. It is like the most nutritionally bankrupt food there is.
Preach it.
And these guys are selling this shit, and somehow that's okay. And they're athletes. They didn't get big and strong by eating that crap. Well, I had it all the time and I'm doing fine. Right. Okay. That's not how it works.
You grew up
People
eating
buy
that stuff, didn't you?
Yeah,
Or did
but
your mom
like
make
you ate it once in a while,
We
and then
ate
you
every
ate real
day.
food the rest of the day.
We ate it every day.
It's
Your mom cooked
like
you
you ate
breakfast,
sugar
not
smacks every day.
mine. Usually it was Raisin Bran.
Yeah, but
Corn
Raisin
Flakes.
Bran is at least cardboard. It's not sugared cardboard.
We mini wheats, frosted mini wheats. If I was lucky.
Yeah, I just
And the Captain Crunch was the treat.
right. The Captain Crunch. But it like so
yes,
so you
or
sit
toast
there
with jam.
so you sit there and you go, I'm going to give you the next slide. But first, it's not a conspiracy to go, they want to kill you. The FDA or whoever the they is, the system at large, the corporatist, fascist healthcare system, they want you sick. It's obvious. Like when you look at that and you go, like, this is nuts. Like there's nothing more vacuous nutritionally than breakfast cereal.
I can't.
And these guys
I
are
can't believe
hawking
you
it.
didn't eat. Didn't eat it for
Well, I
breakfast.
ate some of that, but not very often.
You-
Oftentimes didn't eat breakfast.
Oh, well,
So then what ends up happening is people believe these lies and they eat that shit, and then they look like this. And so then you have to take
I don't.
massive obesity and just lie and say it's healthy. Fabu Plus, this is healthy. So this is a
So it's part of
four magazine spread of morbidly obese women, and it's saying that it's healthy and you can be fit and do exercise and be 350 pounds and be healthy. No, you can't. The one woman has a shirt on that says no BS. No, entire BS.
Wow. Wait, but I'm looking at that. And
This is healthy, is what
yeah,
it says.
this is healthy is a lie.
It's a total lie. This is one of the biggest killers. If you look at what happened during COVID,
how on earth?
that was who died of COVID? Really old people and really fat people. And people, you said the F word, fat. Well, whatever.
Well, aside from that,
It's true.
Aside from the C thing, haven't we been saying it all along in the medical profession that the risk factors for heart attack, stroke, cancers, and all these other metabolic syndromes, etc., is obesity? Hello,
and what's the source of obesity?
And so how can that be?
It's super high, highly refined carbohydrate diets.
How can that be healthy? And what vacuum is that?
That's
healthy?
Right. But it's like Sean Baker, who we've had on the show, starts eating ribeyes every day for, now he's on almost 9 years, and people lose their minds. The guy is an absolute, he looks like a Greek god at 57 years old. He's strong as hell. He breaks all these records, in the online rowing and all this kind of stuff. And somehow what he does is just terrible. But then you're getting advice from fat boy Peter Hotez, who can't comb his freaking hair, who's made tens of millions of dollars off of vaccines. And you're like, what?
It's just,
who are we listening to?
I'd be curious to see what the comments back to the editor or whatever and Cosmore. I mean, most people that struggle with their weight know that it's not healthy. I mean, they would be the first to admit it. I think, honestly, I mean, you know that. You talk to patients. That's not what it's about.
That's not what it's about.
I'm just saying, when you take the individual and we see them one-on-one as a patient, we talk to them, and people know that it's not healthy. I mean, we're not going to get into the whole dynamic of why they don't lose weight, etc. But people know it's not healthy. And so when Cosmo goes, this is healthy.
No, and I understand
total agenda.
I understand that losing weight is difficult. I understand that getting off of sugar is hard. I understand all of this.
We all have our issues.
I understand it professionally. I understand it personally. I get that.
But why are they trying to change the narrative?
Because the market has changed. Because when you have 70%,
so it's like basically just give up. You're healthy. Believe the lie.
That's 100% what it is.
Drop dead from your metabolic syndrome when you're 50.
That's exactly what it is. They know the market has changed. They know that the American market has gotten way bigger and way more obese. So we're just going to appeal to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Larry says, I eat too much junk.
So do I. I get it. I get this.
Junk.
But don't say it's good.
You can be skinny fat with not a lot of muscle and still be unhealthy. There's also that. Eating crap in your body. I said that wrong. Eating crap is fuel for your body and all your mitochondria and your cells and your genetic material and your stem cells. Everything needs the proper fuel for you to feel good, not just extra calories too. So you can be a normal BMI weight and be putting, all the crap food in there, processed food, and just eating lower calories and still have metabolic dysfunction, still have autoimmune and all kinds of horrific things.
There's I think it's 1%.
And risk factors for.
I think it's 1% of super morbidly obese people that have what they call metabolic safe obesity. It's very rare, but there was a guy, he died. I don't know what he died of. He died really young.
How I feel lately.
He was the heaviest man in the world. He was 1,100 pounds, and he never became diabetic. And he was 1,100 pounds. He died of, choking on his own.
Wow. I've heard of people that are significantly obese and don't get that.
I get that. I get that. But here is a picture to show you how much times have changed. So this picture is from 134 years ago. In 1890, this was the fattest man in the world, and people paid money to see him. Now, all you have to do
is go to
Walmart.
Go to the food court. Wow.
It's staggering. And so
we have, even from when we grew up,
Oh no, it's completely different.
I remember there
No,
was
it's
like
completely
one
different.
fat person
Well, even when we moved to the United
in
States,
high school, and it was
Yeah.
like she was embarrassed because she didn't do well at PE class. It was an anomaly. Well,
Well, we had a kid. We had the kid that I mean, he would barely register on the scale now of obesity. And, he was the chunkiest kid in 9th grade. And of course we had to do that Canadian fitness test. And then you had to do the shuttle run. We had to sprint to one end of the gym, stop, pick up the thing,
yes.
run back
I
and
hated
do
that
that.
too.
And you have to do it however many times, and they timed you, and he puked.
Well, anybody could have puked doing that.
I know, but he was the only one. And then we're all
That's
like,
so
we're
sad.
14 years old. I'm like, he puked. And it's like, Heinmarsh, go get some towels.
Oh,
No, it was
poor kid.
awful. No, so I get that it's hard, but there's more to this. There's more to this than extra calories. It's more like this idea of blaming the patient. You're just lazy. You're just, you just eat too much. There's way more to it than that. I really believe it. It doesn't make sense. You look at these pictures from the early 70s at the beach, and like there's no obese people. Or you look at these movie theater pictures where they take a picture of the crowd from like the 40s, and there's like one guy who's a little bit overweight. This is a cultural phenomenon. We're being poisoned. We're being advertised to eat poison. There's no question about this. It's a multifactorial thing.
Right.
It's lack of exercise. It's cell phones. It's who knows what pesticides. Is there a GMO component? I don't know, but it's a lot of things.
You're right. It's cultural, not moving, not exercising.
Right. But we do have a solution. We do have a solution.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, the solution is Mounjaro. Okay.
There you go.
Where you can just inject
the proud sponsor of the 2024 Olympics.
And there's a picture of Simone Biles there, and it says she does not have type 2 diabetes, but her mother does. And so this got me thinking, with all of these celebrity endorsements who are clearly non-medical, and of course, they're athletes. So if somebody's going to pay you, I mean, we get it. It's hard to get sponsors. We'd love more sponsors. I'd love to get paid Joe Rogan money to do this.
So you're going to take a sponsorship from Mounjaro?
No.
Oh, come on.
I get it.
I think
it's like these people haven't thought this through. They get these sponsorships. They're millions of dollars. So why wouldn't you take it, right? I get it. But here's my solution to that problem. I'm making a deal with Simone Biles.
Mm-hmm.
You stay away from medical advice, and I'm staying away from gymnastics.
Oh, but your legs look very thin.
I think they got thinned in the application.
I think you got Simone's legs and someone's abs. I'm not quite sure.
Well, those are partially my abs.
Yeah. From what to what? Like 1996?
No, from like 6 months ago.
Oh my goodness. And what's with the sleeves? It's kind of funny.
Well, because
I know what happened. They don't. Oh, I see. You need to put that back up so everyone could take a screenshot of that again and send it to their best friend. Or post it on Instagram.
So I will stay away from gymnastics if Simone stays away from medical advice.
That is like the best. That's one thing that ChatGPT got right. You and that little outfit. Now you just need to go viral like that lady. Do you see that? You saw it on Instagram, that lady that put on her leotard and started doing backflips and cartwheels in the kitchen in front of the island. I'm like, well, why didn't we think of that? I mean, it'd be funnier if you did it, of course, but you want to borrow my bathing suit, my one-piece racer swimsuit and do some gymnastics in the kitchen.
Yeah, the problem is if I put that on, then I'm going to be like the pole vaulter that knocked the pole off with his pole.
There we go. Are we talking about that?
No, I almost did. And I was like, trauma. I just don't want to do. I mean, I did the anal story. I didn't want to do an anal story and a penis story in the same show. So I censored myself. And then I ended up doing it anyways.
Yeah, that pole vault story was
that guy
funny.
literally, like literally 10 years from now, people will go, say something about the Paris Olympics, and they might remember Simone Biles, right? Because this undoubtedly, I would assume, will be our last Olympics. Maybe they'll remember, but they will remember the French guy
No.
whose giant junk fest knocked that pole vaulting pole off. That guy will never die. That is a permanent story. That's never going away.
You know, like, don't they tape that shit down? They
Apparently
got tape
not.
everywhere. They got tape everywhere else on their
Apparently
body.
not. Apparently
All
not.
this medical tape and KT tape every which way but Wednesday.
Well, don't you remember that sprinting that way the last Olympics in Tokyo? And like it was like they just put the thing on and they had like no jockstrap, nothing. And I mean, it was just like
that guy. See, we remembered that story. Too bad we didn't find it. Do you all remember that guy?
It was like
sprinting in
it was like
unitard, and he was like he needed a bra.
No, it was like a sprinting elephant, like an like this trunk is just like bashing through the jungle.
I forgot about that.
No, that was.
I think every Olympics
there's something, man.
Gonna be something. Hey,
so what was the 76 Olympics?
You know
what was the 76
Can't always
Olympics?
be women with like the what's the word I'm looking for? Not equipment failure, but the
wardrobe failure.
Wardrobe failure, guys.
So what?
I don't know. Someone's butt crack showed when they were squatting to lift up weights or something.
So what was the 76 Olympics famous for?
76. I was like barely alive then.
No, you were 10. I was 11.
Well, how would I remember anything from
I
that?
remember all that. I remember.
You remember everything from the Olympics when you were 11 years old.
Well, I remember lots from there. Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. That was when Nadia Comaneci was 13 years old.
Okay, I remember that.
And got the perfect 10s.
Okay, well, I didn't know how old it was.
10.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the Olympics before that, what was it famous for?
Oh, the other girl, Olga Korbut.
No, that was when the 11 Israelis were killed by the Black September guys in 1972. I remember the closing ceremonies of that, and I was 7.
But did you remember to do the dishes?
Nope.
Do you remember to put the garbage out yesterday? No, we did not.
No.
And it is going to rot for another week. Bad thing. When you store your garbage in a Florida garage with the temperature hotter than Joe Rogan's sauna, it's hotter in there than outside. And that garbage, it's a good reason not to eat fish.
Well, it's like, dude, it's so funny.
Garbage it rots in there so fast. And then when you skip a day, because we have garbage collection twice a week.
It's so funny.
Hallelujah, but
it's so funny. Like Joe Rogan's like, you got to get a sauna. Get a sauna. I just go sit in my car for 10 minutes.
I walk out to the garage to get something out of there, and I'm sweating.
Just sit in the garage. I went for a run this morning because it rained and it sort of cooled off, and it was just like, I'm like, why do you need a sauna? I'm getting cardiovascular exercise and my heat shock proteins all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes. No, all at the same time. It was quite amazing.
Life is tough.
So what are we drinking, May?
Oh, is this?
This is the what are we drinking
ode to
segment?
a tropical storm.
We're getting there. Yes. Yeah. So.
Well, mine is just your little. It was a gift bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon.
From Coppola Vineyards.
Coppola Vineyards.
Francis's place. Frankie's place.
And it's been delightful. So thank you to the neighbors for bringing it.
We won't say their names because they probably do not want to be associated with this broadcast.
Correct.
And we still want them to be our friends because they're very good neighbors.
They are. So what are you consuming? Is it tropical storm?
No, I call it, and we'll get through the priorities in hurricane preparedness. I call it the Costco hurricane. And the reason is there are stages with which you prepare for a hurricane. So the first stage is the local grocery store, which in Florida is basically 100% Publix. And then the next stage is Costco, which is where we went. And then right before that bad boy hits.
And the gas station, of course.
The last place you go.
Norm's Liquor.
Is the liquor store. Yeah. So that you are fully stocked. Because you might be wiping your rear with the drapes, but you better make sure you have enough liquor to get through the store.
The drape, if we had any.
Or the shower curtain.
There you go.
The shower curtain. There you go.
Time to get
but you're going to make sure that you're fully stocked. So this is Kirkland American vodka,
Oh yes, I got a couple.
and
So cheap.
the Kirkland strawberry lemonade, the organic strawberry lemonade, which is delightful.
Mm-hmm.
And the combination,
Throw in a little fresh strawberries, and it's a
unbelievable.
refreshing treat. That we,
Unbelievable.
yes, that we enjoyed last weekend. So, yes, we survived the tropical storm. We are so blessed.
Yeah, like it was like nothing happened here. We just
Well,
have to be really careful about draining our pool.
exactly. We had to have our pump running to drain that pool
Almost
continuously
continuously.
throughout the night. I turned it down.
And that would have got ugly fast because that was a
When
big
I
pool.
woke up in the morning, it was like a millimeter from crusting over. So I jacked up the flow
but
rate
there's
on the
people.
pump.
I mean, there's
But-
people 4 miles from here that have 1.5 feet of water in their house today, and it really hasn't rained for 2 days.
I know.
So it's
not
awful.
very far.
So I'm not going to make
Hearts out to them. It's horrible, and it still continues up the East Coast.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens.
So Georgia and South Carolina, it's leaving. It's leaving South Carolina to get more water, and then go back and hit them again. Apparently,
Oh, I know. It's
going to be. They think by the end of the week. So Saturday, Sunday, it will have gone all the way to Canada, and by then it will be snow. No, I'm just kidding.
pretty much.
So
Pretty
all right.
much.
So meme.
Oh, you have a meme of the week?
I have a meme.
Meme of the week.
Yeah. So the meme of the week, because I was losing my mind over body positivity, is this. And again, credit where credit is due. I got this from El Gato Malo, the Bad Cat, one of the best Substacks there is. And it is this. Artery.
Body positive artery.
All plaqued up.
He should
attack.
email the editors at Cosmopolitan that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
That's not really a meme. That's just a diagram.
No, it is. It's a meme because it's a joke in a picture form with writing, which is the definition of a meme.
You live in a different camp than I do.
Yeah. It's not quite as good as last week's, the Ozempic games. That was pretty amazing.
That was, yes.
And the week before, where Democrats had to abort Biden because he was getting near term. That one was good. Yes.
I like the Trump kitty the best.
Yes. So we'll try to continue to bring you memes of the week. And do you have anything else that you wanted to talk about, May? Because otherwise we're at our 33 minutes stage.
No, just going to say, keep tuning into our regular Thursday interviews with our amazing guests. We had a fun time interviewing, and this is going to drop, I think, next week, with an very interesting alternative medicine physician. He's trained as an osteopath in the UK, who really is one of those physicians that's old school in the fact that he listens to the patient and takes the whole history from childhood on through to really get a good analysis of what's going on, and then incorporates all the things, including Chinese medicine, natural medicine, obviously mental health, trauma, and all the factors to come up with a really unique approach to diagnosing his patient. And some of the stuff was a little...
Well, you'll have to listen to it because
I was going to say,
as we said, which I really appreciated, I said, I don't know how much I agree with you.
But for the most part, I agree.
Yeah, I said, I don't know how much I agree with you, but I love this conversation and you clearly care. It's really, so it was really eye-opening in that regard. Tomorrow is Makis, Dr. Makis.
Oh, why don't you just share a little bit about
which
that?
is really interesting. Canadian oncologist who gave up his license several years ago because the Canadian government didn't want him practicing targeted chemotherapy, apparently, which is an amazing, or targeted radiotherapy, which is an amazing technology. And that's a whole story we get into. And so when COVID came around, he had nothing to lose, and he started going down every research rabbit hole he could. And now he is full on in the turbo cancer world. So you can put 2 and 2 together and figure out what that means. And that is an amazing show. He was really, really good.
Very,
very easy to listen to.
Yes.
It gets a little bit technical at times, but not bad. And really, really interesting, like stuff where you're like.
But if you know of anyone that has been diagnosed with an unusual aggressive cancer in the last couple of years in relationship to the pandemic, and you're kind of been wondering, am I alone? No, you're not. You've got to listen to that episode, because we are going to be seeing a whole lot more of these, unfortunately.
I
and
think so.
They're popping up and have been. But not to scare everybody, but really good information. All right. I think it's time to wrap this up. Can't wait. Hopefully we'll have some good stuff for you next week, as we are heading across the country and going to visit our favorite gastroenterologist, Dr. Sabine Hazen, and going to one of the microbiome conferences that she's putting on
in Malibu.
And I'm
going to wear this shirt to the winery.
Tim hopes to be rubbing shoulders with Mel Gibson, but I don't know.
They're going to be like, who let these bums in here?
She's gonna swat you away from Mel Gibson. We'll see if he's there. Anyway, should be a good time listening to some really good information on gut microbiome research and getting to talk with Sabine. So maybe we'll be able to bring you some insights from there. Until next time, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Check out all of our episodes and interviews. Send us a message, whatever you want, and we'll see you next time.
It's no secret that medicine is a bit uptight. That's why Tim and I created BS Free MD, to mix things up a little and have fun in the process. Besides, we are having these exact same discussions all the time, so we thought we might as well invite everyone to the party. If you really like us, you can get plenty more and maybe see one of Tim's cool tattoos on our Instagram or Facebook pages at BS Free MD. See you next time.
While we try to keep BS Free MD as raw and real as possible, we can't be held responsible for any medical decisions or discussions had as a result of what you've heard on the show. We know, bummer. But the truth is, we really do care about your questions. So feel free to reach out to us by email at doc@bsfreemd.com.